We are live. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. As always, get in the chat, comments below. Let me know if you have any praises or prayer requests, any needs. Sorry about that. I wanted to chat today just about the evil in our world. We had a very unusual encounter on Sunday here in Idaho, and I know that we're not alone. My friend David in Kenya had terrible times last week. There are hideous and scary and just unthinkable things happening all across the globe. Good morning, Miss Jane. Good morning, good morning. And, I wanted to talk about this because I know that there's, we're living in weird times. And, some people are referring to these times as the end times. They may very well be. So my first and foremost encouragement to you all, good morning, Miss Shelley, is to make sure that you guys are connected to the source. And as we talk about it, Jane and Shelley have heard me talk about this for years and the importance of this, but I think it's important to just hash things out today, talk about the different things we can do to help ourselves through these times, to help each other through these times, and also tools and resources that are available to you to help you personally through these times. So last week in Kenya, there was a great upheaval, people being shot on the streets. David and his family and a missionary over there, Peter, and his family were, hunkering in, praying, because around them, homes were being lit on fire, people were being shot. David shared yesterday with me, and this is just heart-wrenching, that there were women that were refused entry into churches over there, and they were raped right outside the churches. Like, that is just, it makes me want to cry. It makes my heart very heavy. And I don't live life out of a place of fear and worry, anxiety. Like, our times are weird. There's a lot of stuff going on. I think that we need to be very cautious when we're heading to the cities. Some of you live in the cities. We just need to be, good morning, Miss Laura. We just need to be very situationally aware when we are leaving our homes. And, it might be a sad thing, but it's something we should be doing anyway. Just being situationally aware. Maybe in our surroundings, there's somebody that could use help, use love. It's not just being situationally aware and afraid for our lives. That's not the case. I think that we should be protecting ourselves and our families. You all know, that's how I roll. But we don't need to live out of a place of fear. We really don't. We really, really don't. This weekend in Idaho, there was a forest fire, or fire started by an individual. They went to higher ground. They called the fire in, and when the first responders arrived on the scene, he started taking them out. There were 2 firefighters shot and killed, and there were 9 others plus injured, and it went on from like 1:30 in the afternoon till like almost 9 o'clock at night. And when they finally did take the shooter out, or he took care of himself, you came to know that it was a 20-year-old individual. And, I said to the mountain man, that's a baby. And he said, no, it's an adult. And I said, it may be an adult, but it's still a baby. And it's just sickening. So there was a great heaviness We know people in Coeur d'Alene. It's an hour and 30 minutes away from us. The mountain man was there yesterday having to pick up supplies. It's close to home. Many of you are experiencing things close to home. Maybe you're not, but you're watching the things unravel around the world. It's alarming. It is scary. Makes you think, right? But the worst thing we can do is live life out of a place of fear, worry, hiding out in our homes, rocking in a corner, avoiding things, avoiding the news, avoiding people. You know, that's not what this is about. And I want to remind us all that we were made for a time just as this. I truly feel that. I feel that in a lot of ways. I feel I am called. You know, I am unapologetically a Christian. I wear my heart and my faith on my sleeve. I don't shove it down anybody's throat, but I can't hide it, and I refuse to hide it. God saved my life twice. God has led me down an amazing path of not only healing myself, but embarking on a journey that is now enabling me to help others. And it's very rewarding. But God is first. And in my experience, He has to be first. That is the design. And a lot of times we pick and choose from the design of creation. You know, we choose what we want to follow. We do this good, but, you know, I don't really want to do this that He's calling me to do. And we can't be wishy-washy. We need to be all in. And I want to encourage you guys to be all in. To keep connected to the source. Because if these are our end times, all the more reason we need to be connected to the source. We need to be right with the source. We need to be right with God. And we need to encourage others to do the same, you know. That's what we are called to do. We are called to be disciples. And I take that title very seriously also, because I do feel called in that arena. I do feel called that I'm supposed to do my best to be a light. And let me remind us all, we are all cracked vessels. We are all sinners. I'm no exception. I'm not any better than anybody else, but I share with you what I have found, and what I have found to be true, and what I have found to be good, and what I have found to be wholesome. And a relationship with Christ, with Him being first, allows everything else behind it to line up. When we follow His design, it leads to perfection. And I am by no means perfect. What I'm saying is, at the end of my life, I hope and pray that I have hit a place of perfection, and that's when He's taking me home. The whole life that I live is going to be a journey of attaining and fine-tuning. It's a matter of being grown, shaped, molded, broken. I ask to be broken. I know I'm in the oddball. I also love exercise, you know, so but I ask to be broken because I want to be broken, because I want it to be all of Him and none of me. In order for me to help people to the best of my abilities, it needs to be all of Him and none of me. I need to be humbly removed from the situation. But what that also enables us to become is polished. We talked about this in my Bible study in my community yesterday. If you want to be part of this study, you are welcome. All you need to do is join my community, faithledhealing.com/community. When we are polished and we allow ourselves to be grown, when we are polished, the enemy cannot grab hold. The enemy is running rampant right now, and a lot of people don't understand spiritual warfare. Please join us in reading the Bible in 180 days starting July 6th. This has us finishing for the new year. Yes, that is Miss Shelley, And we are also starting the Bible reading on July 6th. And you are welcome to join us in that also. And we are doing that in the community. You can use whatever you desire. The U version, I'm using the Bible recap. Shelley is using another Bible app. We have that all listed in our community. And I'm also going to be sharing a PDF so that you can print it out and just go through the Bible on your own without needing a device, which is really quite nice, actually. So our devices control us, and I do believe that our devices are the enemy as well. Think how much time we waste, think how much frustration we experience when it's supposed to make life easier. So detoxing and walking away from our equipment is a really good way to combat the enemy as well. But here's what I want to share with you today. You know, there's evil everywhere. Good morning again, Miss Laura. She is joining on both platforms. We've got Faith-Led Living and Faith-Led Healing. If you guys are enjoying this, I encourage you to subscribe, to like, and to share it with your friends. We need to get this message out. Because you can live life in a joy-filled, happy place despite the chaos. The evil that we are experiencing is nothing new. Cain killed Abel. That was right in the beginning of time. And as we read through the Bible, there were so many instances of evil. It's just in our face right now. Because the enemy is trying to win, but he's already lost. We need to remember that. The Word and God has given us the power over evil. But we need to understand that. And we need to understand how to wield those powers. And not take them lightly. Most people don't know we have these powers. Others forget we have these powers. And others only wield them halfway. The study that we're doing, our Bible study that we're doing in the community, is on spiritual warfare. Started 2 weeks ago. You can get in with us at any time. Whenever you hear or listen to this video on the replay, join us. If you're with us today, join us. We are going through the book, This Present Darkness, by Frank Peretti. It is a book that's going to bring it all together for you. It's going to help you to understand all the different ways that the enemy and his minions try to attack us, get to us, divide, create turmoil. We've got people on the streets rebelling things they don't even know what they're rebelling. They're either there because they got a paycheck or because it sounds good to be there, or they're confused. We got teens that and young adults I guess too, but the children, misguided children, don't have good family upbringing, don't have good people in their corner. Some cases they do, but they've been subjected to things either on the internet, in school, groups that they've gotten connected with, the wrong crowd, that are speaking things into them that are certainly not life. Nurture our youth. Pay attention to your children. Pay attention to what they're not saying, but expressing. Love on them. Give them a good start. Keep them connected with the source. Get them connected with the right people. My son Austin has started something called The Forge. It is also in our community. It is for youth, young adults, and teens. He started that with the movie The Forge from the Kendricks brothers. And he is doing studies in there now on the movie itself, breaking that apart and continuing to do Bible studies and provide a place for them to come comfortably and be able to feel like they're part of something and provide a wholesome and nurturing environment So if you have teens, youth, young adults, grandkids, join the community, faithledhealing.com/community, and you can become part of the Forge. We need to have these environments for our kids so that our 20-year-old kids don't end up on the top of a mountain with a rifle shooting our firefighters. How do we cope when we're trying to keep our children strong and make sure our families are all together? It's a difficult job, maybe feeling like you need to be the glue that holds everything together. But that connection starts with the source. We need to spend time with God. When I feel disheveled or slightly off, it's because I'm not spending enough time with God, or I need more time with God. I start my morning with God on my porch, cup of coffee, in the sun, in nature, reading the Word. Some days that's 15 minutes, some days that's an hour and a half. Most of the time it's within 45 minutes or an hour. That's my normal time frame with Him. Though I'm in constant communion with Him all day long. A lot of times people are like, how do you pray? I don't know how to pray. I don't know how to have a connection with God. Talk to Him. Just talk to Him. Just like you're talking, like I'm talking to you. Just like you talk to your friends. Why put God first? Because if you put God first in your life, and then you next, and that is not out of selfishness, that is out of keeping yourself being the best version that you can be. Strong, connected to the source. We need to have that direct connection. If we don't have that direct connection, we lose sight. We get disheveled. We get weary. We get anxious. When we are connected to the source, we can be a really powerful being, a powerful vessel for Him. And the next person that's going to affect is your spouse and then your children. Because when we're strong, and when we are strong and strongly connected with God, it just flows from us. As I said, we are cracked vessels, but if we choose to pull into Him and we choose to stay connected with Him, that enables us to be strong, courageous, joyful, and happy because we're connected to Him, still heavy from the things around us and that are going on, but we don't need to be anxious and worried and fearful. And then our light shines out to others because they wonder how we can be in a strong, courageous, joyful, happy place when such devastation is happening around us. I lost fear, worry, all those negative superlatives through my healing journey because my faith grew so much stronger than my fears. First, I thought there was something wrong with me, that I was emotionally numb. That wasn't the case. And God showed that to me and revealed that to me. I want to encourage you and tell you that you don't need to go through a life-saving situation for you to have that. All you need to do is keep staying connected. It takes 90 days to create a solid habit. 21 to 30 days, you start that habit moving forward. But it takes, they say, a full 90 days. Every day, spend time with God. Be faithful. Keep pulling into Him. When we stay prayed up and full of God, it is harder for the evil to influence us. Amen. It's just it. That's just it. And the more we connect with Him, the more we stay connected with Him, the more we stay daily in connection, and we do that for 90 days, it's a habit. Our subconscious is seeking it. We are seeking it. We want it because we see the rewards. We see what comes from it. It's so vital. Reading the Word is vital. I know many of you don't understand it. I spent much of my life just picking and choosing verses. The more you read it, the more you understand it. The more you dive into it, the more He reveals to you. The more you pull into Him, the more He shows up in everything. You will see His hand. You will hear his still small voice. You will be guided by the Spirit. You hear all those things. I didn't experience any of those. In my 30s, I wanted nothing more than to hear his still small voice. I asked everybody I knew, every Christian I knew, how do you hear it? I don't know. They didn't know. I figured it out during my healing journey. When I heard his still small voice. When I started to see his presence in everything. And the secret is connection. The secret is that connection. And just like Laura said, it's being prayerful. It's being in the Word. It's spending time with him uninterrupted. Leave your phone somewhere else. Find a quiet place and go read the Word. If you don't understand the Word, ask him to show you. Ask him to reveal it to you. Ask him to take you to what you need to see. It's been mind-boggling to me to see how he takes me where I need to go. And during my healing journey, I wrote in the Bible that I purchased during that season. And I was very excited this week to see that it was falling apart. I know that sounds weird. I've never read a book that even got ruffled. But Phil Robertson used to say that it's a torn Bible that shows you how well it's used. And my cover is starting to fall off of that Bible. I didn't like writing in a Bible. I felt like I was defacing it. So I got a journaling Bible that enabled me to, I used colored pencil in it during my healing journey. And there's great truth to when you're doodling that you're retaining. I also made a lot of notes in that Bible, and that Bible nurtures my soul now when I go to where he's taking me. And I have notes from the last 15 years, well, last 9 years for that Bible, in this Bible. It's very powerful. Focus on your gratitude. Focus on your blessings. Don't focus on your hardships. Don't focus on the struggles. Don't focus on the chaos. Don't focus on the evil. Focus on the gratitude. Start your day every day, and before your feet hit the floor, demand the enemy to kiss your wind, to go pound sand, to get lost out of your body, your mind, your spirit, your family, your home, your cars, your animals, your land, and never to return in the name of Jesus Christ. He's got to listen. So do his minions. And then pray for Papa to fill you up, just like Laura said. When we are full of him, there's no room for anything else. The enemy doesn't like what I'm sharing with you. I've been under attack a lot lately, and that's okay. I expect it, I'm aware of it, and I combat it. And that's what I'm trying to teach you today. We have the ability to combat the enemy's attacks, and we need to do that. And in order to do that, we need to stay connected to God. We need to pray steadfast, wholeheartedly, all the time. Start our day, end our day that way. Like, my conversation is constant, and I had a very mind-boggling experience last Wednesday when I was live. I instantly prayed for David when his message came across about what was going on in Kenya. I got into my next coaching session. It was so heavy on my heart. I prayed us in, prayed over David. And as I was teaching and coaching, I felt like I was praying at the same time. I felt like my head was split in half this way. And I felt like the back half of my head was praying and the front of me was coaching. And I know that sounds really bizarre. And it is bizarre. I'm very in tune with my body and with the Spirit. And I knew at that moment that the Spirit was praying for David because they needed prayers that heavily while I was coaching. I know that sounds bizarre. But the deeper you go with Papa and the stronger that connection is, the more you will feel these things. Is it weird? Yeah. Is it awesome? Heck yeah. Like, I was like totally excited. My coaching group, or the group that I was coaching, my face says it all. If you haven't noticed that, my face, I can't hide anything. And when I have these epiphanies and these aha moments, they are very evident. But it was a very awesome experience. It was a very wild thing to have happen. He's present. He's present all the time. He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. And I want you to learn to live out of this space instead of a place of fear and anxiety and worry. Those things cause dis-ease in the body. I do need to jump off of here for my coaching session, but I want to also remind you that there are tools to help us calm our bodies, our nervous systems, and that is why I am a certified Christ-centered breath worker every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So in an hour from now, I will be going live on a group breathwork session. If you are interested in experiencing a breathwork session, it is very renewing. It's very calming. The type of breath work that I do is very gentle, very circular. You will come in frazzled and leave renewed and a new person. I promise you. And I'm going to gift you today. And you can gift this to somebody else because everybody on this planet is walking this out together. Some handle it better than others. You can go to faithledhealing.com/calendar. Scroll down and you will see the group breathwork sessions. Sign up. Use coupon code FRIEND7 and you can join me today for $7. Price of a coffee. Unless you're in Ecuador, because I'm sure it's a lot cheaper. Right, Jane? $7. $7 US. And you will have one of the best tools for self-care. You can come, you can learn what it is, you can do it on your own. Our breath is built in, but we hold our breath 80% of the time. And I'm going to even venture to say probably more now with all the chaos going on. So be situationally aware. Be aware of what's going on in your town, in your county, in your state, in our country, in the world. But be a light. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. But there are sad times, and it does create heaviness. I felt great heaviness on Sunday. I felt great heaviness last week for David. I feel great heaviness for all of the Christians that are being persecuted right now. I feel great heaviness for those of you that are struggling. We don't need to. And you know what? One of the other greater things is to be able to lock arms and walk this out together. That's why I created my community. That's why God prompted me to create my community. It's free. Join me. faithledhealing.com/community. So I got to jump off of here. I love you guys. Have a great week. Stay connected to the source. I love you guys. God bless.